What's going on, y'all? Walking to the gym. I'll be honest, I am not feeling good. My shoulder feels like it's about to tweak. It's not my ear, honestly. I'm getting injured left and right. You know, my shoulder feels a little dislocated. And I asked my friend, he's like a practicing chiropractor, and he said that it's a thing. People have reported like, oh, it dislocates my shoulder. So we're gonna go pretty light today, be really careful. I'm gonna take a lot of time working. I'm gonna spend a lot of time warming up. But yeah, I'm gonna get some footage in there. But check out this Porsche. It's the new GT3 RS. Man, I am always getting injured and it's so annoying, but you know, it comes to the point where it's all about longevity and lasting a long time, so I don't mind decreasing the weight. I don't mind doing lightweight. You know, you get weird stares at the gym like, hey, this guy's super weak, but you know, I'm rehabilitating myself, so quit looking. Anyways, since I'm injured, it brings up the topic of gains and losing them. So muscle loss. You know, we work so hard to build the muscle, it almost becomes like a obsession of building muscle and retaining it. So I got a couple studies for you and some common sense that we can apply so you guys understand what muscle loss is. In order for you to understand that, we first have to understand nutrition, all right? Just because our nutrition is poor doesn't mean we're going to lose muscle. And we're going to prove that with one of the studies that I found on Google. Nutrition is basically what we feed our body. And in order to build optimal muscle, we have to have the optimal nutrients. Hence the reason why it's popular belief that you got to hit your protein targets, you got to have those carbs, those fats, you got to have all those macronutrients. In this study, it becomes clear that protein is one of those very important macronutrients for building muscle. So they took 40 young men that were out of shape, gave them a diet that was 40% less than they would normally require, and they said, quote unquote, it was a grueling affair. So these guys were at a huge deficit and they were going on a 6-day-week workout regimen. What they found was that the people that were taking the protein, the high protein, low carb diet, they were able to experience 2.5 pounds of muscle develop, whereas the lower protein group didn't gain any muscle at all. So this is saying something. If you're eating a low protein diet, the chances of you building muscle are very, very slim, almost none. But the findings were that the people that took the high protein diet, they actually experienced more fat loss at 10.5 pounds in the whole time of the experiment, while the low protein group only lost 8 pounds. So you guys are probably wondering, like, what is the point of this? Of course you take protein, of course you're gonna build muscle, we know that. What was really interesting was that the lower protein group actually did not lose any muscle, even though that we were cutting 40% of the normal calories. It says here that, in quotations, exercise, particularly lifting weights, provides a signal for muscle to be retained even when you're in a big calorie deficit. All right, so this next study pertains to people that have illness or old age, and those are the people that suffer the most muscle loss. What they've found in the research over the years is that muscle wasting is initiated by excess levels of myostatin in the body. So they basically found if the person's bedridden or very ill and they can't really move or use their muscle, just bring down the myostatin and they won't lose any muscle. The thing about myostatin is it's produced by the body normally, so it's needed for daily operations and just functioning. So the goal isn't to completely eliminate myostatin, it is definitely to just reduce it. And what they found in other studies from this group is that people who exercise regularly have been found to have lower levels of myostatin as compared to those who do not. Studies have also found that older people have more myostatin, and this can explain why when one ages, muscles become weaker. Essentially what we can pull away from these two studies is that if we don't want to lose muscle, we just have to eat high protein and work out a lot, work out frequently. To tie it all together, Nutrients is just to build and repair the muscle after we break it down. In order to lose the muscle, we just have to take the improper amount of protein and then work out less. So it really is common sense, guys. Like in my previous videos, I tell you guys how to get big biceps or build your chest. The main answer is to work out frequently. Well, if you work out infrequently, you're definitely going to lose muscle just because the myostatin is going to be higher. Now that we have studied these studies and we can see clearly now. In addition to those two things, we can do one thing to prevent muscle loss even further, and that is increase our growth hormone. Growth hormone is proven to retain lean muscle mass and is one of the main factors in building muscle. So what's the best way to increase our growth hormone? Well, that's through intermittent fasting. When we're in a fasted state, a low insulin level, our body produces adrenaline, which further activates the production of growth hormone. And this has been proven to be the best way to increase our growth hormone naturally. So I highly advise you guys to try the intermittent fasting thing, keep your protein high, and work out frequently to retain pretty much all your muscle. And before you guys say, hey, when you do intermittent fasting, it burns the muscle. Well, protein isn't a source of energy. Protein is muscle, all right? Our body is designed to use glucose and fat as energy. So keep that in mind, keep that principle. If you guys just keep thinking about that, you'll never really stray off and think that you're losing muscle for no damn reason. Thank you guys for tuning in. Subscribe if you haven't. And if you guys liked the video, don't forget to hit that like button, all right? I'll see y'all next time. Peace.